I bought the Kylie Jenner setting spray matte, and I got a water bottle with it. It's super cute actually. I love it. It's got a little logo on the top. It's a glass bottle. And then I also got samples that I wanted to try different companies that I haven't actually worked with. But I got the Nux Ultra, the Exceptional Day and Night Cream. I'm really excited to try this one out. Drunk Elephant, TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum. Really excited to try that. And the Embryolisse Hydra Cream. Yeah. Hydrating Cream Light. I've worked with this brand before, and I do like their products. I have never actually tried either one of these, so I'm excited to try the samples and see what happens. Essence Blonde. Blondie brows. I actually like putting the gel in my eyebrows first and then coloring them. I'm going to use my Pixie Natural Brow Duo. I love this duo. It's phenomenal, it's great. The only thing I don't love is that I ran out of gel before I ran out of crayon, because I have so much crayon left to use, and now I have to go out and independently buy another gel. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I literally have a gel right here. I just kind of wish that I had the ability to use both until my eyebrows were, the pencil crayon was finished. Still very happy with it. I've never, I haven't tried Pixie before, maybe this past month when I initially bought this and the glow stick. That's like my only thing that I would have to say about Pixies. I wish that there was more gel than there is. I recently bought the Stay Put Eye Primer, and I don't remember what I thought I was buying eyelash primer, but I bought eyeshadow primer, and I'd already opened it, so I guess the appropriate answer is just to use what I pay for. Just a smidge. I'm using Quo Blushing Face Palette. Blush highlighter and the eyeshadows down at the bottom. Actually, I would like to start with Pure. And this is the Suede. It's a liquid eyeshadow. I think I would like to go directly onto the eyes with it. That's good. I actually bought these brushes at the dollar store. I don't know, I wanted to see what kind of brushes there were, but this is just a blending brush. And I'm going to go in with hot cocoa. And just put that in the crease. I keep a little white marble girly container on my desk, and I keep 70% isopropyl alcohol next to it just for cleanup. These are specifically cosmetic makeup applicators, but I think I'm just gonna give it a little spray and make sure that's how I want it. And then maybe what I'll do, this one is it's another blending brush. I'm gonna go in with this one. Oh, it's rather sparkly eye, isn't it? I'm gonna go in with the highlighter. And I'm gonna put that on top. I think it kind of blends the hot cocoa. For face primer, I'm using e.l.f. This one is so good. I honestly just picked it up because I wanted to try it. I was in the market for primers. And I thought I'd give e.l.f. a try. I've always loved e.l.f. I remember e.l.f. when e.l.f. wasn't big and they had ridiculously cheap prices on their makeup. And they weren't entirely big, and the amount of scaling and change they've made over the years is impressive. I'm going to go in with the flat foundation brush. I'm actually going to use that to wipe out the primer. I will use Voluminous Base, a L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Base Eyelash Primer. I like to curl in more than one direction personally. I find that it gives different curl to the eyelash itself. Rather than doing one curl, it curls across, it curls in front, and it curls outwards. For mascara, I'm using Pacifica Vegan Collagen Fluffy Lash. I'm loving this. This is a new one to me, actually. The packaging is really aesthetic. I don't know, this has been a great mascara. I just put it in my eyebrow. That's all right. We keep a special brush for that. Maybe that's not the mascara. Give it some time and I'll take a better look at it. I live directly across from a highway intersection. It's really loud. And sometimes you can hear the sports cars stopping and starting again. It sounds like we're racing. Quo Beauty Liquid Foundation. This is in the, pardon me, Beige Neutral 4. And I typically, you can probably see some of the color already, but I put it on the back of my hand similarly to a palette, and I apply on there and then pick up from the brush there. Similarly. And then I just put it on top. This foundation, in comparison to other foundations, is full coverage. And I find that if you don't go through the setting process with the foundation, it can be heavy and oily, but if you do use it and set it, it is an amazing all day flawless coverage. Cannot complain with problems. I've been using the Huda Beauty pressed, easy bake pressed in peach cupcake or peach pie, and I love it actually. I have another one here, and I think this one I probably bought at the dollar store or whatever it was, and this one's great. I love this one. It's a loose powder, but I've just really been loving this pressed powder. It's nice because I can store it away with the rest of my palettes and I don't have to worry about it. I find that sometimes with loose powder, one minor change, whichever, and you have loose powder everywhere, and trying to clean it is something that's not exactly the thrill of my life to do, and probably the thing I try to avoid at all costs. So I end up with loose powder all over the place while trying to do my makeup. Whereas this one, I just tuck it away after. I actually bought the Huda Beauty's pressed powder after I saw people smashing it in the sink with a hammer. I just didn't think that was okay personally, especially for someone who pours their heart and soul into beauty and creating things for others, for them to vandalize the property, but vandalize it, record it, and display it for such person who pours their heart and soul into something to be. So I advocate for Huda Beauty pressed powder every time I use it. So that's setting, and I've been using the bronzing powder Honey Glow. I've been using Patrick Ta's powder to cream method, and I have been enjoying it, I'm not going to lie. I've recently learned about the differences between setting powders and setting sprays. So I'm enjoying the idea of foundation to setting powder, bronzing to cream to setting to spray. That's a very full look. Your makeup isn't going anywhere. I also use the Ray Morris contour shading technique. I personally am a model, and I really loved watching Ray Morris's shading technique for models, because I find that lighting itself in modeling is difficult to perfect, and getting the appropriate angles, and I find that this shadowing is perfect for the face, and it allows whichever lighting to happen, and I think it just, it's work of the art. Yeah, oh, that's right, blend that away. The Ray Morris technique, I have pilling. Sorry, forgive me, I'm hyper-focused on. The Ray Morris technique focuses on the point symmetry of your face. And basically what it is you're shadowing your face, but you're also shadowing from points of the highlight of your face. So this one points from the eyes, points from the mouth upwards, And then this one also is the jaw, because you don't actually do full like this, like full work, but you're shadowing the points of your jaw, you're shadowing under your cheekbone, you're shadowing the corners of your eyes, and then as well as your forehead. It is supposed to, the shadowing of the forehead helps keep the focal point of the forehead slightly in the nose, under the brow and your forehead. Bring it down on either side. Under the nose. Under the lip. And under the chin. And that's pretty much all you do. I'm just going to buff that out a little bit because that's not supposed to go that far. And pretty much you apply it directly from focal point. So this is shadowed. Here is shadowed. Your cheekbones are shadowed. Your jaw is shadowed. And it just leaves perfect photography for whichever lighting that happens. So much nicer. And it also personally makes me look really beautiful, in my opinion. So that is in the Bronzing Powder Honey Glow. And then I follow up with the contour I don't have. Right. Okay. Well, I was sure I brought it with me. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to use this is actually a foundation stick. It's also from Quo. It's the Shoppers Drug Mart house brand. I've been using Fenty actually, but I'm gonna use this one just because it's a bit lighter and it's not as dramatic of contrasts in the face. But this is a foundation stick and it's in the shade. Maybe I don't know what it's in. Toffee 67. And similarly, how I explained it before, you just put it on the back of your hand. And then I reuse the brush I used for the powder for the liquid aspect and put it on the back of my hand. Same brush, go in and pick it up, and you just reapply to everywhere you just went with powder. Don't worry about doing too much with it or trying to overdo the product, because when you've picked it up, you already have the powder in the brush and you also have leftover stick or the liquid in the brush as well, and that typically is enough to just do the entire face. You don't need to put more makeup on than what's already been used. That's the bronzing. I'm going to use, this is X plus Y equals beauty. It doesn't give a shade, but it is a lighter pink. And I'm going to use my brush. It doesn't say, but it's a contour brush. And I'm going to pick up the product on the brush and apply it to the face. There are plenty of different styles or methods to apply blush. I like to keep it partially subtle and put it just enough on the cheekbone to give a little color, but not too much. If it looks a little unnatural, or if I've put too much on, sometimes you can just take it across the nose and on the forehead, because that gives the look of sun naturally, and it will give kind of like a sunburn look. I like to keep it here, but sometimes when you're in a rush, if you've chosen a color that you kind of worry about afterwards, it's a great way to just blend it out a little bit more on the face rather than having a large colorful hue of blush on your face. I'm using e.l.f. again, Perfect Peach, as a camo liquid blush. And this is also following, this is the 70% isopropyl alcohol. Just gonna spray my little palette off. Also using Patrick Ta's technique with the powder to cream. So now we've got a clean little surface. I'm going to put the blush on the back of my hand, just enough to put on the cheeks. You don't really need more than that. That's probably generous in itself, just to remove and wipe it on the back of your hand. And then again, reusing the brush that I used for the powder, I'm going to, see this is, sorry, so this is regularly clean brush, and this is powder with the powder on top. So if you go back in with the liquid, you're going to be using all of this rather than the original brush to apply, and the color is going to go a little bit farther, but you're also going to continue the application rather than trying to use a clean brush. So picking it up and applying on top. And then again, if you wanted to, you can go across the nose, and then enough to give it kind of like a sunburn look. And then if you'd like to further blend or whatever your heart desire, you can use the back and blend it. And then I'm just gonna clean the blush off. I'm going to go back in with the pressed powder. And I'm actually just going to go over top of what I've done and make sure that's set a second time. And I'm not entirely sure if potentially Patrick Ta has a different method for when doing an entire face. It's just something I personally like to do for myself, to apply a primer, put a liquid on, to set it with a powder so that it sticks to the face. To apply additional powder just like on top of the original powder, put the cream on, and then to put the setting powder back on again, and then spray with setting spray. And the setting spray kind of locks everything together. It's, from my understanding, it's similarly to dry shampoo or like powder dry shampoo to hairspray. So when using powders, you're setting the liquid with a powder to keep it in place, but also to avoid any transfer of the liquid, and it keeps it in place with your skin. And then afterwards, once you actually go in with setting spray, because it does have a little bit of like a liquid to it, it kind of like holds it on, similarly to like dry shampoo. It gives it like a dry texture-y feeling, and you can, you know, like work around, move, make whatever hairstyles you want. And then hairspray is a little bit more towards the end because it's going to hold everything in, or it's the final spray. So with my brand new Kylie Jenner matte setting spray, just give it a spray. I personally have been taught to spray a full spray, really get the nozzle to spray out the product, and you spray in 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you really, when you're getting that full spray, you really are going top to bottom. So that way you spray, you're not wasting product by doing it, and you're not over wetting your face to cause that original movement or transfer. I'm going to put on some freckles. Jason Wu. I'm not sure if there's a color in this. Oh, it just says 01. Jason the Freckle Boy, 01. I've seen girls pick them up, and I don't think that did anything. That's all right. I'm gonna go over top with the blush brush. Just give that a little sweep. But that's kind of the look. I forgot my lip color. So I think what I'm going to do is just put the blush color on, because there's nothing better than more sorry, I'm forgetting how to tell you what I'm saying. To incorporate the look more into what you're doing. So rather than having just the blush on your cheeks, but you also have the blush on your forehead. And I'm also just going to put just enough to give a little color on my lips. Just enough to say, oh, here we go, now we've done it. Just a little something. Gotta be a little bit smart when you forget things, so But yeah, that's the look. Thanks for watching with me, and I will hopefully see you guys again soon.